Good morning, guys. This is Sean with Integrity Ranch. Wanted to show you guys a fence we built here. So the topic today is kind of which fence is best. Well, I think the best fence out there is the one that you can afford, that you can get built, and that gets the job done. I think that's the best fence. So that kind of answered a question with some more questions, but the best fence out there is the one that works, and it's the one that you can get done. So pretty much we do a lot of leasing, and so everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to think, how can I fence these lease farms and get it done in a timely manner, get my animals here, have food for them, and how can I afford that on a lease farm? These farms, I don't got long leases on them, and so I wouldn't recommend putting putting very much time and money in fence unless you do have a long lease. But this farm, I have a really good relationship with the landowner, and so I finally realized that it's time to start putting in some fence. Up until then, I've just done all step-ins and poly braid. Geared reels, put it in, graze it, and pick it all back up. But now I'm realizing it's time to get some fence done. And so for me, this is the best fence. Those are 1.25 inch solid fiberglass rods. They're 7.5 foot long. They're in the ground over 4 feet, and they're sticking out just over 3 feet. And then our line posts are inch solid fiberglass rods. And we sell those. If you guys are interested, want to try some of this out, we can hook you up. So this is our H brace, our corner post. So you just drive. All this is done with a T-post driver, guys. Lease farms, you got to be fast. You need to be fast, and you need to not have time is money. So the more time you have into anything, the more money you have into it, the more you need to get out of it. If you're treating this like a business. So first post is a little bit crooked, but the rest of them look pretty good. So, you need to be able to get these projects done in a timely manner, because time is money. So all this was done with, chainsaw to clear it. I piled all the brush by hand, and then I drove all these posts with a T-post pounder, rolled the wire out with the spinning jenny. There was no equipment needed. And that's not to say you can't dig holes without equipment, but I really don't like doing that. I've dug plenty of holes in my day, and it's not really something that it's not something I'm going to enjoy. I enjoyed building this fence. It was a lot of fun. I'm a little bit weird like that. I kind of get some enjoyment out of fence, especially when it's not 100 degrees and you're sweating. So this all goes together really fast. You don't got to dig any holes. You get your line, your corner post in. Then you get a straight line. Sometimes I'll run my bottom wire, and I won't. So I pre-drill all these holes, and then I just run my wire right through those holes, like timeless. And so sometimes I'll run my bottom high-tensile wire and wire it, get me a straight line, pound all my posts, and then I wire it on and run the rest through the holes. But most of the time, I'll just use a reel to get me straight. Use a reel with some poly braid, stretch it real tight, pound your post, and then drill your holes and run your wire through it. Probably a lot of you guys, I kind of clarify this, because a lot of people will be like, well, why don't you just buy timeless? They have their corner post, and they make a good product and this and that. And so the main reason I don't buy timeless, and I bought timeless, I've used timeless quite a bit. I have timeless on farms, so I'm pretty familiar with timeless. So the main reason would be the price. Like I just said, you know, the best fence is the one you can afford and get done. Timeless adds up pretty fast. The second reason is they don't drive in rock. You have to pre-drill your holes if it's very rocky. Even if it's super dry in the summer, you about have to pre-drill your holes. And so I broke a lot of timeless around here. We've got plenty of rock here. So those are kind of the two main reasons I don't go with timeless. The other thing, you know, for your corners, you gotta dig a hole, plant a post, you know, and have your little brace. So it's more time consuming. And then I'll just go over here and show you guys this. Timeless they pull out of the ground pretty easy. So in all your dips, and everyone's experience is going to be different. So if yours is different with timeless, cool. This has all been my experience and some buddies of mine that have used timeless. So it's going to be different. You know, fencing's just different in areas. So that's why I said the best fence is the one that works for you. I can't tell you the best fence. So with timeless, you would have to drop a post there, dig a hole and plant a post, because your timeless would just pull out of the ground. So this is actually a 6-foot solid 1-inch fiberglass rod, and it's drove on a pretty good angle. And then as you stretch your wires tight, instead of pulling it out of the ground, it just pulls that post back straight. You can see that hole there from when it got stretched tight. And then once that post has all that friction of tipping, you know, from getting pulled straight, it won't pull out of the ground. And so that works really good. And then you just use your, daisy tensioners in the middle. And you don't need any insulators. In timeless you don't either. So it goes really fast and gets the job done. Keeps the animals in. This right here, this gate, I have that one handle that will transfer power through that poly rope there and up this fence, just because it's so short. And if I was doing if this was longer and required more power, then I would definitely do an underground wire there or an over the head wire. Make sure you got some good current. But it's so short, I just wasn't too worried about it. But you get these fences, these high tensile fences, there's no comparison, with high tensile electric versus woven wire, barbed wire, all that. I love a good woven wire filled fence, but man, the price is there. You've got to have some really solid corners, whether they're out of hedge or you do it out of metal. I don't think I would ever waste my time to dig a hole or anything unless it was out of, hedge or metal, because they're going to outlast you. So, you got a lot more into your corners with a good woven wire fence or barbed wire fence. T-posts, they got to be really close. These posts are stretched about 20 feet versus, I'll do 20 to 25 feet on these, no problem. And versus T-posts, 15 feet is a pretty far stretch. You really don't want to go any farther than 12. And then your woven wire is really expensive. And then your labor is really expensive. So I love a good woven wire fence, but it's not economical, and it's not feasible on a lease farm unless the landowner is going to help you pay for it. And when I say help, I mean he's going to need to do quite a bit of the paying. So high tensile fence, electric high tensile fence, it's the way to go. Because you can get it done. I'll show you guys. This fence just dead ends right into this lake here. Beautiful lake. And the dam of this lake is it's just been overrun with brush. So we've got half of it fenced, and the goats are gonna really take care of this brush, get it all cleaned up for them. But yeah, it's a beautiful lake. Got some great fishing. Beavers been chewing on some of these trees. So I'll have my email in the description on this video if you guys want to email me if you're interested in some posts. We'll, go over prices and see if we can't work something out. But I really like this style of fence. It's affordable, and it goes up really fast. When you can pound, when you don't got to dig any holes and you can get a fence, pound and stretched, and all that with handheld tools, When you can do everything you need with a handheld tool, you're going to save money. There's just, maybe not always time, but definitely you're going to save some money. You don't got to come over here and dig these holes. Get a tractor or skidster with an auger. Digging holes goes fast, but I don't have one. So I'd be out here with a shovel, post hole diggers, and man, brings back my childhood. So then with these, when you're stretching a high tensile fence, you got to keep in mind that, like on this fence, that top wire there has as much pull on that brace as those three combined. The higher up it gets, the more pull you have. And so leave that top one looser, Like I leave it fairly loose. It's there for looks. If an animal's jumping that high, the odds are they're over the fence anyway. So it's really just there to prevent them from jumping. And a lot of it's just there to keep the neighbors happy, thinking that I got a good fence, because really this height down here would keep all my stuff in. But these wires are, down here, like, the difference from there to there, this one's quite a bit tighter, and then this one's even tighter. So the farther you go down, the tighter they need to be, because sheep and goats, they're low to the ground, so they're looking down there at those bottom two wires, and like I said, that top wire has a lot of pull. So we pretty happy with how the fence turned out, and just thought I'd share that with you guys. So thanks for watching.